Okay, getting a lot of snow content these past couple days. I went out and shot a video right out my back porch, and that I feel like was a really cool video. And then got some more shots while it was snowing, and I filmed myself driving home yesterday in the snow. Now we're driving to work today. It's not actively snowing, and the road looks pretty clear. And I shoveled my drive yesterday, and honestly, it looks like there's even less snow on it now than there was yesterday when I was doing it. And we have successfully backed out of the drive. We're on the road now, so I think we are off to a good start. I have a mostly full tank of gas. I do not like driving in inclement weather with a lack of gas, and so that feels pretty good. The roads look very clear, so I'm still going to drive safely on them, of course, but I at least don't have to be so much of a nervous wreck this morning to be like, oh my gosh, the roads, I'm gonna. So I think we're good. Yesterday, when I was driving home, I did this fun little math problem with if it takes me 18 minutes to drive 24 miles when I'm driving 70 miles per hour, then how long will it take me to get home if I'm driving 45 miles per hour instead? And it wound up taking me 25 minutes. And I don't know about the math behind it all. I would like to meet with someone who could actually do the math equation and be like, oh my gosh, that's right on the money. Or be like, your math doesn't add up there, bud. But at any rate, it was a fun little thing that we did yesterday. And today is a different day, and we're doing a different thing today while we drive to work. And I haven't quite figured out what that thing's going to be. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow and talk about whatever pops up in my head, and then we'll kind of keep going from there. Yesterday was a super successful day in that I got a lot done. And I had a headache yesterday, and those days tend to like completely shut down my day. And I was sitting down to write my book at, it was probably close to 7, somewhere around there, and I fell asleep while writing my book. And that's usually a telltale sign. Like if I have a headache and I'm falling asleep while I'm trying to do stuff, I usually just go to bed and call it a night. But not yesterday night at all. For one, I had chicken laying out that I needed to prepare. And for two, I had already committed myself to working out. And I said I was going to do that. And then for three, it was snowing out and there's a cool environment. And I really, really, really needed to film and capture a moment. And so that's what I did. I woke myself up and I said, nope, not time for bed yet today. Maybe that was like a nap that I could use to re-energize myself. But I got up, I stuck the chicken in the oven, and then I went ahead and set up the camera and got an awesome video filmed. I really, really, really liked that video. And like, it's always cool for me when I can find these awesome like cinematic shots. I didn't consider myself much of a cameraman here until recently when I started doing like these sorts of videos. But even then, like, I've been setting up these more artsy videos for a while now and trying to find these good creative camera angles, if you will. And so it's a recent development, and it's only gotten like more of a development since I took on this new camera. But it's just interesting to me because I just, like I said, I never really dealt with it in the past. And now I'm able to do all these cool fancy shots and stuff, and it just, I don't know, it feels really cool whenever I can set up a good shot. And so I'm really hoping that people will latch onto that video and think some good stuff about it. And that's the other thing, like whenever I have a really cool camera angle, I always feel really pressured to open up and talk about something that is like more impactful than usual. These morning commutes to and from work typically are just kind of me rambling about whatever's on my mind at the time. But I also like to try and make videos, especially when I have, like I said, a developed shot that really tackles some sort of relevant topic. And so the hope here being that I found the cool camera angle and I found something really awesome to talk about, and hopefully that comes through and everybody can really get something out of that. But going back to last night, so yeah, I stuck the chicken in the oven. I filmed a solid video with a really cool shot angle that I was really proud of, and then I went ahead and shoveled the drive, filmed that too. I just like filming any sort of snowy content that I can, and that was one thing that I, like a realization or a thought that I had when I was shoveling my drive, is like everyone on the street around me is retired, and I got to thinking like it would be really nice. And I love the feeling of like when it's snowing outside and you have nowhere to go, so you don't even have to think about it, you can just sit there and enjoy it. And honestly, like I love that. And so I was like, I can't wait to get to a point in life where I can be retired and I can be at home in my cozy home watching it snow and know that I don't even have to go out and do anything if I don't want to or if I don't need to. And it's one of those random thoughts that you have where you realize something that it has a feeling that accompanies it, like this feeling of freedom, if you will. So many people dread the snow and they dread the cold and they just hate it. And I've said this before, but I really do appreciate having all four seasons, having been born in California and living there long enough to remember it. Like, I can say that I appreciate having all four seasons more than I do having one good season all year round. And it's not that season's particularly good either. Like, I like all of these seasons. And by the time spring's coming along, I'm done with winter. I've had my fun with winter. And by the time summer's coming along, I'm done with spring. I've had my fun with spring. And I ain't gonna lie, summer lasts a little long and it gets a little hot. And so I'm kind of over summer pretty early on. Like, that's just a part of the game, I guess. And then fall is my favorite season of them all. Fall comes around, we're doing cool stuff in the fall, and then we're just going on with what we're going on with. And that is, for me, the most exciting thing about living in a state like this is you get the ups and downs of the seasons, you get the full circle. And so I really do appreciate it. And like I said, just being out there yesterday and shoveling the snow and just thinking to myself, as I had said before, like, how cool would it be? What a nice environment it would be to just be cozy up in the house, knowing that it's snowing out, and you've nowhere to go, nothing to do. You're just out there doing your thing. And I do say, like, when I initially built my house, I did not put very many windows in it, and there was a reason for that, in that I didn't want like a whole bunch of natural lighting because it messes with like my TV and stuff. But I have gotten to a point now where I kind of like it, and so I wish that I had put more natural lighting into my house. The back door has a window on it, and that has been a saving grace, because the living room window I always keep covered because it looks pretty much like plainly at my TV, and anybody can just look right in and see what I'm watching. Not that I'm watching things that are all that bad, but sometimes sometimes I are. And so at any rate, I got that covered up like day one. I was like, no, we're not doing this. And then so that window on my back door has been a saving grace for being able to like be in touch with the outside world even when I'm inside. And so that felt really interesting, because it would be nice, going back to the retirement thing, it would be nice to be able to see the snow fall, watch it fall and pile up while I'm inside doing my thing, writing a book, having a cup of whatever. And so that was a cool thought and a cool feeling that I had yesterday. And so when I got done shoveling the drive, I took the chicken out of the oven, and it was done. I've been doing chicken salads as of late, but I think I'm going to do chicken noodle soup because it's all cold and rainy, and I want to do a soup. I was going to do a cream-based soup. What was it? I was going to do baked potato soup, but I'm trying to remember what ours. Because you usually have to put more effort into a cream-based soup, and like the broth, I can just buy the broth, and I can just throw the stuff in there and be good. So I will probably do that instead. I'll probably just I'll probably go to the store. And that was the other thing, is I was looking in the fridge and the freezer, and I've got all the fixings for it. Like I've got some beef chicken stock left, and I've got carrots, and I've got chicken, of course, and so now all I'm missing is noodles and some more chicken broth. And so I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna buy some noodles, and I'm gonna buy some chicken broth, and then I'm going to make myself chicken noodle soup. And that's what I'll eat on for the week, and that feels pretty good. So it's always interesting when you can make something out of nothing, or not out of nothing, but out of something that you didn't anticipate making anything out of. I'm trying to ride this wave as long as I can without going out and like buying a full-on like grocery run again. And so making use of what I have in the fridge or in the freezer or wherever I have it, it has been a good exercise to be able to do. And so that's probably what I'll do for food tonight. But going back to what I was talking about last night, after it was all said and done, I got the chicken out of the oven and I sectioned it out or whatever, and then I got the videos filmed. I did all that there was to do with that. I think I even edited a video last night. I forgot about that. I even edited, so the video that I filmed last night, that was that really cool shot that I really liked, I edited it last night, and I have it set to post today. So it should bump today's video, and then tomorrow, or what was supposed to post today, I'll just move to a different time in February. But that's what I've been doing a lot here lately, is like as I record new and relevant videos, I go ahead and upload them like when they're still new and relevant, and then I just bump the other video down to the end, assuming that it's not like context specific. Like you don't want it to be super obvious that I'm talking about something that happened months ago in a video in February. But if it's, and that's why I've been trying to stick with neutral topics so that it's not so time sensitive. But I do have some of them where I'm talking about the holidays or whatever, and I can't really bump those any longer than I already have. But it's just interesting to me, the potential, I guess, or whatever it may be. It's just fascinating for me to look at that and to figure all that out. And so I got the video completely edited. I forgot to set it up to upload on YouTube, because that's what I was supposed to do last night. Because I was supposed to put it in to be uploaded to YouTube, and then I was going to go to bed, and then hopefully it would be all ready to go coming this morning. Well, that didn't happen, and so now I set it up this morning to upload to YouTube. And when I left the house at like 6:20, it said that it had 100 minutes left before it was going to be uploaded. And 100 minutes is not quite 2 hours, but if we call it 2 hours, that's like 8:20. It'll probably upload right around the standard upload time for me. I usually upload my videos at 8 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday. And that's one thing that, like, a lot of people, they try and upload their videos when there's a lot of traffic on YouTube, which, like, I get that, it makes sense to me, but to the same end, like, if you're a small content creator and you're uploading your videos at the same time as everyone else who's much larger and more popular than you, I feel like it's going to be harder to stick out against all that noise. And so I just decided, like, I'm going to make a consistent upload time. That way anyone who's subscribed to me knows when to expect a video, and then anyone who's not, if they're looking for something to watch around that time, they can see that there's that. And so that's what I have decided, and the driving factor behind that decision. And we'll see what happens to it. My super popular video was at 941 views yesterday. I think we might actually break 1,000 on it. That's nuts. Some random person commented on it. That felt good. And it still, to this day, has an 100% like to dislike ratio. They said, I remember it was a big deal on YouTube, that they were going to stop showing, like, the general public how many dislikes a video has. And I still think that was, I don't know if it wasn't that impactful of a thing. Like, people used to, like, dislike bomb videos, like, hardcore, but I don't know that ever, like, did anything, if that makes sense. Like, you're still watching the video, which means you're still watching the AdSense that's attached to it, which means that the person who put the video out is still getting ad revenue. And so I've always said this, but in, like, modern social media culture, the worst thing you can do for content is ignore it. And so if you're engaging with the content, whether that be good or bad, you're still paying them. And so it's like, if you don't want to pay person X or person Y for the content they create, then just ignore them. And that's, like I said, that's the worst thing that you can do to a content creator or someone on social media. Like, if a significant fraction of their audience started ignoring them because they didn't like them, they're going to notice that a lot more than they'll notice 20,000 dislikes. And they're like, well, but they're still watching my video, so who cares? So I go back to all of that because, and people keep saying, or not people keep saying, but the advice that I'm following on YouTube is to stay away from your analytics in the beginning. Until you really start to gain traction, get an audience or anything like that, you should stay away from your analytics. And I still watch my analytics, I still look at them, and it very much so is depressing, because it's like, man, I got this video. I have the first video that I uploaded, and I was super happy about this when I first uploaded it, hit like 75 video views naturally, and it has like a 3-to-2 like to dislike ratio. So it's got 3 likes and 2 dislikes, and I'm like, dang, people be hating on this video. And I was like, well, like, I was happy with the fact that I had made 75 views naturally on that video, and I need to stick with that fact and just be happy with that, and then just walk from there. And that's all I can do, is continue to make good content, or content that I feel is good. The low effort content that I'm calling this, is low effort vibes, is honestly, it's a huge weight off of my shoulders in a creative manner, because now I don't have to worry about putting this whole production together. I can just film a video and I can give it some basic editing, and then I can upload it. And so it gives me empowerment in multiple ways, in that A, I don't have to spend hours editing this video anymore. B, I can upload several videos at a time and just keep cranking them out. And then C, I can hopefully gain some following and appreciation for this kind of content. Because with the modern YouTube era, the modern YouTube movement, like, that didn't feel like a thing. Like, it felt like retention and all this hyperactive content was absolutely necessary to go anywhere on YouTube. And I don't feel like that's so much a thing anymore. Or at least, I shouldn't say so much of a thing anymore. I feel like it is on its way out, maybe. And maybe it's not on its way out. Maybe we're just creating another larger niche that we can create within. Either way it goes, there's no denying the success of people like Dry Creek Wrangler School or Sam Sulek, and trying to figure out that balance between simple content and interesting content. I feel like that's a huge part of both of those channels, is like the people on them are very interesting individuals. Like, Sam Sulek is a very unique, like, build of a man. He's a huge monster of a dude. And then Dry Creek Wrangler School, that dude just has so much unique life experience under his belt that it's just fascinating to watch him. And then hopefully I can stand out in my own philosophical business kind of world and attract people from that neck of the woods as well. And so that's just the hope, is to find your way in the niche that also allows you to stick out in the niche and be your own kind of pillar of content, and hope that people watch, and hope that people enjoy, hope that they appreciate it. And we'll just keep on cranking it out until something happens, or until I get absolutely tired of doing this, whichever comes first. But we have now made it to work again, the average trip length being 18 minutes. How did I do today? 23. So faster than on the way home yesterday, but still slower than normal, which is good given the fact that it's inclement weather out there. So you all have a good, wonderful day. Drive safe if it's all snowy and slushy out, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys again.